Wellness begins where play, pleasure, and the parasympathetic meet. You were born to be you, and you were born to be well. Your body is always trying to find its way back to health. Now, here's the host of Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Koopersmith.
Good morning, my friends, or afternoon, or evening, or maybe you're up listening to this in the middle of the night. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Koopersmith, your witchy doctor and change advocate, and we are on the Inspired Choices Network, where we inspire people to make choices and live the life they want. And today I want to talk, it's the end of the year, so let's chat about how you made a difference in this past year. You really did make a difference. Let's have a year-end reflection on impact. Why do I say that? Because as the year comes to a close, so many of us are already planning, fixing, optimizing, preparing for the next year. We're living in the future. But remember that the only thing that is real is today. It's the now, right? It's right now, right here, this moment. And so often we are looking forward. We are, our eyes gaze outward. And when we gaze outward, it's beautiful because we're going forward, we're taking steps, we're making the journey of life, we're looking to grow, to change, to have new experiences, but it's very much an outward, forward-seeking place, and it keeps us somewhat away, certainly from this moment right now in this body, feeling all the feels, all the sensations, all the energy that is like right now. And we don't have eyes behind our head. And so often we don't turn around to look behind us. We're always looking forward. And so we don't take the time to appreciate the steps we've made, the impact we made, the connections we made. And many of us, put out lofty goals, let's say in January. And what we notice sometimes at the end of the year is I didn't meet the goals that I had set out for myself. I fell short, or we're ruminating about the past. We're ruminating about conversations that didn't go well, or mistakes perhaps that happened, or just stuff that is still in our mind. And that's because our mind, not the brain, but the mind is actually filled with unfinished conversations with ourselves, with others, with our experience with the world. It's the open energy loops that keep the mind kind of focused on how to close these energy loops. When we close those energy loops, we have so much freed up energy for creation and ideally for living and being present to the now, because all the energy loops from a split second ago have finished. The sentence is over and there's a period and we can put it behind us. But even then, even if we've closed all the energy loops, even if we know how to live in the present, the human eyes look forward. And so we're looking towards what's coming, what's next, instead of sometimes just celebrating the what is and the what has happened. And Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan wrote a book, The Gap and the Gain, and pointed out how much we live in the gap, in the where I wanted to be, but I'm not there yet. And that makes us feel less than. It makes us feel small. It makes us feel the not yet. And why didn't I? And it's sort of that childlike, I'm in kindergarten and when will I ever get to life? As if life happens after we finish fifth grade, sixth grade, eighth grade, ninth grade, 12th grade, college, med school, whatever it is. And yet life is lived in the moment, this moment right now. So what if we spend a little bit of time today on looking at the gain? What if you spend today's the 29th, we have 29, 30, and 31. What if you have 3 days of reflecting on the impact that you made? Now, I'm always trying to share my wisdom, my knowledge, my energy, my love with everyone I meet because, well, to be honest, I'm filled with so much energy and love for life and zest. It's almost too much for me to hold, and I want to gift it and share it with others. I have to learn, no, I don't have to. I choose to make a decision to learn how to sit with my energy because sometimes I barf it up all over other people and they may or may not want me to gift them my viewpoint, my opinion, my energy. So I've made cognizant choices to try and sit when I feel full of energy and invite in, hey, are you interested in anything I have to say? And so I think a gain that I've made in the past, in this last year and this last few years, is learning to pause before I barf up my energy over other people. Because they're having their own life and their own experience, and they may or may not want my energy to intervene and intertwine and interconnect with theirs. And yet, I was asked recently about impact and have I made an impact? And I started to reflect on how I perhaps have had impact on other people's lives. And in these next 3 days, I want you to reflect on how you may have had impacts on other people's lives. And a lot of times where we haven't reached that pinnacle point, that destination that we think we're supposed to get to in our lives. And so we forget that we've still had impact. And this morning, as I was getting ready for this podcast, and every morning I have a little tear-off calendar that gives me, a way to grow and change and reflect. And this morning's was 6 gifts that are worth regifting because, right, we're in the post-Christmas season, the post-Hanukkah season, post-Kwanzaa, and we talk about, regifting things. And anyway, today's calendar was 6 gifts worth regifting, and I want to say that they're also related to impact because impact is like, how do I share my energy with you? How do I actually dump my energy? In a sense, I'm impacting my energy, my electrons, I'm dumping them on you. And are you accepting them, hating them, regifting them, right? So 6 gifts worth regifting are attention, presence, forgiveness, playfulness, a helping hand, and gratitude. I'm going to say those again because they're so worth repeating. Attention, presence, forgiveness, playfulness, a helping hand, and gratitude. And when I ask you in these next 3 days, or even just this time that we have together, to think about your impact can be found in the smile that you give another when you're in an elevator sharing space, when you're exchanging the credit card at the supermarket or another store. It could be the smile that you exchange when you're on the phone with someone, but they can hear the smile in your voice when you're having that conversation. It could be the smile on a Zoom call. You never know when somebody really needs that smile, that connection, the eye gaze of I see you now, the nodding in conversation that says silently, I hear you, I see you, I accept you for who you are and how you are being right now. So I feel sometimes when I'm in my office physicianing that the biggest impact I can make, tell me more. Tell me what you're feeling right now. Tell me how that made you feel. Tell me what you're thinking. And then listening to their end of the story, their viewpoint, and just being present to, wow, I really hear you. And that may be great. That may be hard. That may be difficult. And just seeing them as they are right now is impact. We all come into this world wanting to be seen, heard, and wanting to matter. Like, why am I here? Look at a child. All they want is when they smile, they want you to smile back. The infant is trying to connect. When they come out of the womb and they cry and they scream, they're wanting to connect. Don't forget me. Don't leave me. Help me live this life that I was just gifted. And my friends, we go through life with that always. Do I matter? And everybody matters. A friend of mine recently said, there are no useless parts in watches as they tell time, the tick-tock of time. And there are no useless pieces of life. Every human that's born matters. Every conception mattered. And those moms who had to say goodbye prematurely, that did not get to raise their child due to an early miscarriage, a positive pregnancy test that never became a pregnancy. Or perhaps they had to say goodbye to a child way before they experienced the fullness of a full life. That human mattered. Perhaps you had a pet and you said goodbye to the pet. That pet mattered. When we eat vegetables, fruits, leaves, roots, and animals, if you eat animals, those, my friends, are part of life. They're part of the circle of life. The energy that plant invested in choosing to put down roots, choosing to grow out of the soil, choosing to make branches to connect with the earth and the sky and the water and the minerals, choosing to put energy into photosynthesis and making leaves and fruit and roots and vegetables and all the things that we eat. My friends, those plants matter. I'm getting off on impact. And what a great time to take our first break, because you matter, plants matter, animals matter, the planet matters. There is nothing useless in anything that is here with us in life. Let's take our first break, go get a cup of coffee, and come right back. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, and we are on the Inspired Choices Network.
Your Healing Playground is the space where science, spirit, and sensation dance together. Your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, physician, coach, healer, and play advocate, returns weekly to remind you that healing isn't just about pills and protocols. Western medicine is just one of many healing modalities. True wellness is about energy, emotion, pleasure, and play. On this show, Dr. Tina explores the playground of your body, mind, heart, and soul. From neuroscience to sensuality, from root chakra to real talk. She'll share tools, stories, and soulful strategies to shift you out of fear and back into joy. Because if you're alive and breathing, your story is still unwritten, and you deserve to write it with love. Together, you'll learn to breathe, feel, and play your way back to wellness, because you are your best healer.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Coopersmith. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to info@womensreproduction.com. Now, back to our program.
Welcome back, my friends. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, and we are on the Inspired Choices Network. And today we are talking about impact. If you want to learn more about me, please go to my website, Dr. Tina Plays. And also, if you like this podcast, please subscribe, please share with your friends, and please, please, please write a review, especially on iTunes or Spotify. All right, my friends, today we are talking about impact. We have all had impact. I promise you, you've made an impact in your life, in someone else's life, in a pet's life, on this planet. Because everybody belongs to your family, your community, the human race, this planet. And being alive right now, it's not random. You were gifted life at this point in time to make some level of difference. And we think of impact like Oprah Winfrey, big presence on TV, celebrity, but you can make an impact in small ways, and they are just as profound. Impact can be large. It can be, huge, but it doesn't have to be. Impact can be as small as a smile at the checkout lounge, a hug, listening to a friend on a phone call, a thank you to your mail carrier, showing up and picking up carpool with a child, living with discipline, kindness, or joy, being a steady presence, waking up every morning to yourself is impact. Perhaps it's really hard, you're struggling with your mood. Waking up in the morning, getting out of bed, and making your bed is making an impact in your body, in your life. So I'm going to go down some stuff, right? Impact can be just human kindness, right? Being there with a smile and a hug and a presence. Perhaps you're a mentor to somebody else, teaching them, helping them negotiate something that's hard, difficult, Or maybe they're just a novice and new. And so you're mentoring somebody. If you were a mentor this year, or you taught one human something, or you coached somebody, that is making impact. Perhaps you sat on a Zoom call and you listened. It is just as important to be a follower as somebody leads. Somebody is not a leader without a follower. So if somebody is doing a master class and you showed up and you listened, you made an impact for them. Okay? Perhaps you are in love or you're in relationship and you showed up with an open heart. You showed up open to listen to their side of an argument or their side of a story. But you showed up open-hearted. If you did that, you made an impact on someone else's life. Perhaps you do that every day with a lover or a child or a mother or a father or a grandmother or a grandfather or somebody that has that role in your life. Perhaps you lent a helping hand. Maybe you donated your time, your money, your energy to a cause that you believe in. Perhaps you went to a play and you therefore lent your presence to the writer, the producer, the director, the actors, and maybe even the cause and the why that they were putting on the play. That, my friends, was making an impact. I went to a play this year called Guac, and it was a one-man play put together by a man and his wife who had lost their child in a school shooting. He was never meant to be an actor, or so he thought. But tragedy, intense tragedy, changed who he was and who he will forever be. And I think by going to that play, by supporting him, by giving back to his organization, to trying to change the world, just every human in that audience made an impact, as he made an impact on us. He stopped the play in the middle and reminded every single audience member to pick up the phone and call a loved one, because we never know when that will be the last time we will be able to say, I love you. So he impacted us as we impacted him. So perhaps you went to a show and you impacted others. Maybe you went to a concert because you love music. And again, the artists that you love, that you listen to their music, they need people to listen to their music. So maybe you made an impact by listening and downloading a song. Are you a mirror to others? Do you stand up and live your life as an example to those around you? And maybe you're providing a mirror image to how your children want to be, or your students if you're a teacher. There's so many ways that you can impact another. So again, teachers are so impactful every day, showing people different ways to be. And we have different teachers along the way because children need to learn. There are so many ways to be in this world. My friends, I think there are between 7 and 8 billion people in this world. And that means there are 7 or 8 billion different ways, because we all are going to go through life our individual way, and we matter, and we are expected to do life our way. The conformity of the way we school children right now, for some reason, my playlists keep bringing me back to the Pink Floyd song, about school. We don't need no education. We need an education, but the education is in how can we creatively create our own lives and not conform to the expectations of doing life as others do life. We were put on this planet to find out and create our life. So can I be impactful by encouraging others to cherish their life, to find gifts and opportunities for transformation, even in the challenging moments of their life? Can I celebrate another for survivorship through those difficult, challenging moments that we don't want in life, but yet we are forced to walk through to get to the other side? And can I be a presence that says, you're making it? If you're waking up every morning and walking through the valley of difficulty, you are doing life the way life has chosen for you. And can I celebrate folks who are walking through difficult moments? And I am making an impact, celebrating them. And when they get through that difficult time in life, will they be a force to help the next folks that have to cross that bridge? Will they then make an impact in others by saying, if I can do it, you can too? So they are mentoring. They are the students of going through this difficult time through life now, but at some point they will be able to mentor others. If I did it, you can too. Perhaps you spent some time with children, babysitting, or in a classroom, or in an after-school program, or in a hobby of yours that you are now gifting to the next generation. My friends, you are making an impact if you are spending your energy and your time with the youth and the leaders of tomorrow. My friends, maybe you are the connector in your friend group and you bring people together. You open up the energy channels to make circles and connect people. Perhaps you encourage people to connect up and down, connect back with their children in a new way, or connect upwards to their parents in a new way. Perhaps your gift is as the connector. Perhaps, my friends, you rescue pets, or you just enjoy time with your pets. And the pets remind you you matter, and you remind them you care for them, and you remind the world that we're doing life together. Human and animal, plant, water, earth, and sky. Yes, my friends, perhaps you're an activist and you're active in politics, and maybe you're making an impact that way. You want to change the way the rulers rule. And my friends, you're making an impact if you are active in that way, shape, or form. Perhaps you're an artist and you're making art, and you're making the world more beautiful through your art. Because, my friends, we go through life and we see things, and a lot of us energetically connect visually. Some of us connect auditory through our ears and sound, and others connect through movement, kinesthetic movement. So, my friends, are you making your life a beautiful canvas where you connect through what you see, what you hear, how you move through life? Because yes, my friends, as you interconnect in life, you are making an impact on this world with your beauty, with your sound, with your presence, and with how you walk through life. You are making an impact on others. So let that sink in as we go off and take a little break, catch some water, maybe go to the water cooler and remind people that you are making an impact and they are impacting on you. Let's impact each other in positive ways, my friends, and we'll be right back. You are listening to Your Healing Playground on the Inspired Choices Network. I am your coach, mentor, host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith.
Your Healing Playground is the space where science, spirit, and sensation dance together. Your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, physician, coach, healer, and play advocate, returns weekly to remind you that healing isn't just about pills and protocols. Western medicine is just one of many healing modalities. True wellness is about energy, emotion, pleasure, and play. On this show, Dr. Tina explores the playground of your body, mind, heart, and soul. From neuroscience to sensuality, from root chakra to real talk. She'll share tools, stories, and soulful strategies to shift you out of fear and back into joy. Because if you're alive and breathing, your story is still unwritten, and you deserve to write it with love. Together, you'll learn to breathe, feel, and play your way back to wellness, because you are your best healer.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Coopersmith. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to info@womensreproduction.com. Now, back to our program.
Welcome back, my friends. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, your witchy doctor and change advocate, changing life one moment at a time. And we are on the Inspired Choices Network, inspiring people to live their best lives. Follow me at Dr. Tina Plays. I have so much new stuff coming up in 2026. But today we are reflecting on 2025 and the impact that you have made, that I have made, because everybody makes an impact as they go through life. It is impossible to not make an impact. If you walk on the grass and you crush the grass, you are making an impact on the outside environment. If you choose to eat one food versus another, you are making impact with your dollars of what you purchase. You're making an impact on the bacteria and the microbiome in your body and your cells. If you are eating with another or solo, you are making an impact by who you are with, right? We cannot make an impact. Impact is the concept, we hear this said that, a butterfly flaps its wings in one part of the universe and a storm might happen on the other end. If the bee doesn't pollinate the flowers, right? We're having problems right now with extinction of bees. If bees don't pollinate flowers, bees are these tiny, tiny little insects, right? And they are critical to all of life, planetary life. I was swimming the other day. I was so excited to get back in the pool. I haven't been at the gym and the pool for a while, and I went to the pool. And impact. I started swimming, and I had the lane to myself to start with, and there was something at the bottom of the pool. I think it was a pen. I'm not sure. It was this black skinny thing that kind of looked like a pen. And I noticed that it was sort of in the center of the pool, in the center of my lane. And as I moved forward and back across the lanes, I noticed the pen gradually move. First, I thought it was a trick of my eye, but then I realized that the pen was moving. No one was moving the pen. The impact of my swimming in that lane was moving the water and moving the energy for the pen to move. I had an impact on the movement of the pen in the pool. Okay, that is not an impact that I'm like, challenging. But the point is, my movement in the pool without touching anything impacted something else in the pool. Now, later on during that swim, a woman came into the pool and she joined me in my lane. And the first time I noticed her, we actually kind of bumped arms as we were swimming. And it was like, whoa, someone's in my lane. I got to share the world, my lane, with this other human. And it was a very friendly exchange. We chose to share the lane. Sometimes we rotate circles in the lane, and sometimes you split the lane in half and you share it up and down. There's etiquette in swimming pools on how you share lanes. Anyway, we split the lane, and I noticed this woman was swimming quite fast, and she kind of impacted me for wanting to like be a better swimmer and be a faster swimmer. She didn't swim as long as me, and I noticed that. I was like, woohoo, I'm older, but I got the I'm the never the Energizer bunny that keeps on kicking, but I'm not the fastest in the pool. At the end, I happened to get out, and there's a jacuzzi at the pool, so I sat in the jacuzzi to enjoy the jets. And it was, when you swim, you're very alone, there's no talking, and it's very meditative. When you get in the jacuzzi, it's chatty at the gym, at least at this gym. And this woman I noticed in the pool, she still had her swim cap, and I said, were you the one swimming with me? And we ended up having a very nice chat. And in that chat, I was complimenting her on her stroke and her speed and how she swam and how she inspired me. And we ended up having a very deep conversation about her life and how it was her first time back in the pool after an illness. And then we talked about her life and then her mother. And we just had an incredibly impactful conversation. And it started because I gave her a compliment on that she was a strong swimmer. And she was surprised because she felt weak because she hadn't been in the pool for a while. And I realized wherever I go, I try and bring a positive energy and a positive interaction to myself and another. I do it in elevators. I do it in the office. I do it instinctively to make conversation, to move energy, and to make things less awkward for people when you're in situations where there are multiple people and they don't know each other, etc. And why am I going on? Because in those connections, in those passage of energy and passage of positive energy, I think we raise the vibrational mood. And I always am trying to bring positive energy into a room. Sometimes what I hear is negativity and negative energy and inner criticism and inner victimhood, life is so frustrating, and the negativity of life and emotions. And I've certainly had experiences like that, of the deep, dark doldrums of life. Because life is hills and valleys and hills and valleys. And I am lucky. I don't know what else to call it, but blessed, lucky. I have gratitude that somehow I am blessed with the ability to pull myself up and out of deep, dark places. And I I'm changing stories about those deep, dark places are places where I can go to grow and change and transform and grow my wings to become from the caterpillar to the butterfly. And so, because I see life that way, I see the waste of life and the dredges, the yuck of life as fertilizer for my growth. I try to help people repurpose their stories, close the energy loops by finding the gift hidden in the poopy, right? Waste is fertilizer for plants. It is the same thing. We all poop. All animals poop. My friends, and all living things breathe, which means they exhale. They give out waste. Our carbon dioxide is like oxygen for plants, and plants take it in and make sugar for us to eat. And then we poop. And the poopy has nitrogen, which is a different element, which is fertilizer for plants. And guess what? Nitrogen and oxygen combine together as one of the most important hormones in our bodies. And yet we've been taught nitrogen is waste that goes in urine and feces as poop. But nitrogen and oxygen combine to dilate our blood vessels and give us more life. But it's a hormone we don't talk about. But if we had more nitric oxide in our bodies, we would have more blood flowing all around our bodies. Less high blood pressure and less dis-ease in the body. And so what I'm saying is that poop is fertilizer. And if you're going through a hard time and you've gotten to the other side, throw the line in and teach someone how to fish and help pull them out and teach them how to fish. Teach them how to grow. Teach them how to show and shine their strength, that they too will overcome. That you will, if you connect with another human, you will allow the pain to be just a little less. And we all need these connections, these energy exchanges, because energy is the gift of life. Energy is the fuel for life. Playing with life is the fuel that keeps us going. Literally, pleasure and turn on is the fuel that keeps us going, and the exchanges of energy is what literally is turn on. And I just invite you to have these micro moments of energy exchanges so that you can impact yourself and others, and we can lift each other to rise bigger, better, stronger, and have just a more civilized civilization. And on that note, on how can we impact each other to be more civilized humans and have healthier lives, healthier bodies, healthier minds, healthier connections, healthier relationships. On that note, let us go to our last break of this show. Take a moment again to reflect on your impact in your life today. You're listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, and we are on the Inspired Choices Network, and we will be right back celebrating you and your life and 2025.
Your Healing Playground is the space where science, spirit, and sensation dance together. Your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, physician, coach, healer, and play advocate, returns weekly to remind you that healing isn't just about pills and protocols. Western medicine is just one of many healing modalities. True wellness is about energy, emotion, pleasure, and play. On this show, Dr. Tina explores the playground of your body, mind, heart, and soul. From neuroscience to sensuality, from root chakra to real talk, she'll share tools, stories, and soulful strategies to shift you out of fear and back into joy. Because if you're alive and breathing, your story is still unwritten, and you deserve to write it with love. Together, you'll learn to breathe, feel, and play your way back to wellness, because you are your best healer. This is Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Koopersmith. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to info@womensreproduction.com. Now, back to our program.
Welcome back, my friends. Once again, this is Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Koopersmith. We are on the Inspired Choices Network. And if you are enjoying this show, help me make a bigger impact. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Search for Your Healing Playground. I'll be so grateful. I want to get this information out to those that need it, people who need to have more play in their life, more healing in their life, and know that there's so many ways to heal, so many ways to play, so many ways to find pleasure and play and wellness, getting back to living their best lives. So please, my friends, help me make a bigger impact in 2026. If I've touched you in any way, please, please share, because sharing is caring, right? Sharing is impact. So we're talking about impact. We're talking about reflection. What kind of impact can you make? Did you make in 2025? And notice the gains in your life in 2025. Perhaps reflect all the way back for years, because you're always looking forward and you don't look back. I'd love you to take time to look back and see what it is that you did. Even if it was getting up and going to work every day, my friends, that made an impact in this world. If it was making your kids lunches. So feminine energy, and the feminine in all of us, is the maiden, is the mother, is the Madonna, and the crone. Those are our 4 times of life and our 4 energies of beings. Are you the maiden? Are you playing? Are you curious? Are you having fun with your life? Are you playing with your life? And in what ways have you played in 2025? Because I bet you made an impact being a little playful in your life, because you are the maiden. That little girl in you is there forever. And my friend, that little girl is also always judging life, always trying to keep you in survival mode. And I invite you to love her, because she will be there and keep you safe forever. But don't let survivor mode drive the bus. Let your wise sage self drive the bus. That's the crone in you. That's the wise wisdom that you have. And you may have had that wise wisdom when you were 4, when you were 20, 30, 50, 60, at all different ages. She is with you. So where do you check in with wisdom and impact others through your wisdom, your knowing, your deep inner knowing, that gut instinct knowing? Because that, my friends, is the wise woman in you that is with you forever. But we've been silenced out of trusting her. So I invite you to bring her back with you and reflect on when she showed up in your life. How about your mothering instinct? Because we all are mothers. We create babies, but we create businesses, we create friendships, we can create nonprofits, we create connections. We are always creating, and that creative impulse in us and is probably a mixture of our childhood and our mother and our crone and even our Madonna. Our Madonna is that goddess energy that creates, that magnetizes things to us, that is the energy from within reflecting out. That is how we are magnetic, when we accept our energy and understand our energy and allow our energy to flow in us, out of us, inspiration, expiration, connection into ourselves, and then flowing in circle to others. Opening our heart is motherly and Madonna-like. Our child has an open heart. So my friends, this is energy for yourself in your feminine. The masculine, my friends, is the father. Where do you hold presence, logic, control, get your work done? The magician, where does your energy magically create new experiences? You are the magician for those around you. Where are you, the magician and the wizard? And my friends, the masculine is the king. Where are you, the benevolent dictator that rules in different situations? And the warrior, where do you have warrior energy, where you stand up for what you believe in and stand up for others, stand up for yourself, stand up and protect yourself, your loved ones, the world, the planet. Because, my friends, we are all feminine and masculine. We are fathers and magicians and kings and warriors, just like we are maidens and mothers and Madonnas and crones. We are wise beings, and we are here on this planet to impact the planet, to impact the population, to impact the vegetables, the animals that live with us, to impact and recycle. Yes, you can make an impact by being an environmentalist and recycling. You can make an impact in so many ways. So, my friends, reflect on 2025 as you prepare to make even a greater impact in 2026. Next week, we are going to be impacting so many. I will have with us Dorothy Gula, who is an expert on grief and surviving after grief, surviving and healing after suicide. Because, my friends, life goes on even when there's death. So perhaps you impacted others by being there when they were suffering in grief and you held space. Because all you need to do to make an impact, my friends, is to be present to life itself. Be present to yourself, and whatever you're going through, you are making an impact. Be present to others and allow them the space to go through what they're going through. And perhaps you are present to things beyond space and time, to the divinity within and the divinity of others, the divinity of the planet that we live on. Because, my friends, just by breathing in and exhaling out, you are making an impact on the life around you. You are making waves. You are acting like the bees and the butterflies and changing the planet by being present at this time in your life. Yes, my friends, you are on this planet for a purpose. Dig deep and figure out what your dharma is, your mission, your purpose. It's already within you. You just have to get in touch with who you are and who you are meant to be. You are on this planet, yes, for a purpose. And you, my friends, need to dig deep to know your purpose and emanate it out into the world and gift the world with who you are and who you want to be. And it's in you, it's in your heart, it's in your stomach, it's in your soul, it's in your creative presence. That you do you, you be you. Yes, my friends. You do you always, because you were meant to be you always. So celebrate you, celebrate life.
If you felt
as we
something move
transition.
today, a molecule, a mindset, or your mood, that's healing. Your body listens to your stories, your thoughts, your breath. So speak to yourself with kindness, play with curiosity, and let your nervous system know it's safe to rest. Dr. Tina returns Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, 8 Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Remember, pleasure is a practice and play is your medicine.